Before we into public speakers, I would I know we've got some new members of the board, so if everyone could introduce themselves and provide your affiliation, whether that be regulatory, industry, or community. If you want to share if you're new or returning to the board, and I'll begin. So I'm Connie Mendel. I currently serve as chair and also as chief health strategist for Louisville Metro Public Health and Wellness. I am a returning board member, and I've been with the health department for going on 27 years. And I will pass this on to our vice chair, Corinne Greenberg.
Hello, I'm Corinne Greenberg. I am the vice chair of the organization. I'm in my second term on the board. I am the environmental manager for Carbide Industries in Rubbertown, representing industry, regulated community. I guess Cheryl, secretary.
Good afternoon. I'm Cheryl Fisher. I am participating on this board as a member of the public. I also facilitate the Rubbertown Community Advisory Council as a consultant.
Wonderful. Lori, would you like to continue?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Lori Carson. I'm the Director of Safety, Health, and the Environment for Zeon Chemicals. We are in Rubbertown. I've been with them 10 years now. I just hit my 10th year anniversary. Returning for my second term.
Wonderful. I see Chief Jason Myman is able to join us. Oh, you're muted. There.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Thank
Okay, Jason Lyman, Fire Chief, Pleasant Ridge Park Fire Protection District. This is actually my second time being on the Hazmat Overseers Board. I was once did a tenure when I was with the Louisville Fire Department. So glad to be back. Thank you all.
Welcome back. Again, I see Colonel Klimner. If you want to go next.
Hi, good afternoon. Kate Clemmer, Louisville Fire, Assistant Chief. I've been with the department 22 years, my first time on the board.
Welcome. Let's see, I'm trying to, again, I apologize. I am working from my phone today since I'm remotely. It looks like Mike is here. Mike Lynn.
Just speak.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I'm trying to get my thing to work here. I'm with Corinne. I've been in the industry for 17 years with Carbide Industries, and I did my second term here.
Yeah.
I went to my second term, so I'm happy to be back.
And we're happy to have you back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is George Becker on the call? Okay. Hearing none, I will say that George Becker is a returning member. And who have I missed? Is there anyone else on the call that is newly appointed or returning board member?
Amanda Moore would be our 9th, but I don't see her on the call. She's our newest board member and not here.
Thank you. Yes, I have that brand new. Wonderful. All right. So moving forward, we do have a quorum. I do just want to remind anyone that as we're voting, you do need to be on the camera. So Adrian, do we have any public speakers scheduled for today?
No.
Okay. So moving on to the next minute, everyone should have received a copy of the July 25th board minutes.
I have some comments on the minutes.
Please.
Okay, so at the start of the minutes where they're doing the roll call, Sean Driesbach and Peter Raymond were both listed as absent board members, but neither of them were actually board members as of July 25th, 2024. Jason Myman should have been added to that list as being absent at the meeting. He was appointed in April of 2024. And then also under the board members who are present, it lists Jim Bottom as a guest, which he was there, but it seems weird to put him with the present board members. I'd have made like an additional category for guests. So that's that comment. And then I have a couple of comments about the long discussion about the log. Are we going to be discussing that log again today, the incidents log?
We certainly can in old business or new business.
Okay, then I will just make a couple of points that are pertinent to how the last discussion was recorded in the minutes. About 2/3 of the way down page 2, it says Bob Buffini mentioned MSD responded to 111 incidents. One level 2 hazmat incident occurred, tanker occurred. Corinne asked how many incidents resulted in a notice of violation, and then the sentence or 2 or 3 after that, as I recall it, we were discussing violations. We were discussing incidents on the log that were MSD incidents, and nowhere in here is it clear that we're talking about MSD incidents at that point. It's the subset of the greater log. So I would add that we were talking about MSD incidents. And then the very, very, very last word of the minutes, last sentence says, Connie stated for people who are watching the meeting later on YouTube that this refers to Chapter 95 of the HMO. I believe you actually mentioned that the HMO is Chapter 95 of the Jefferson County Code. So HMO should be replaced with Jefferson County Code. So those are my comments germane to how they were recorded in the minutes, but I do have other comments to discuss later today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Adrian, do you have someone that can note those changes?
Yes, we have Robert Rose, who has been taking the minutes and doing the agenda. So yeah, I will have him change those, or yeah.
Cheryl has her hand up too.
Yes.
Corinne, can you send those out in writing for Robert's benefit and my benefit as well? I also wanted to point out that the agenda that was sent this morning is not the agenda for this meeting, but it was the agenda for January 2024. I did find today's agenda in a previous email. I think it was from the 13th. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. And that's apologies on my end. I sent out the wrong reminders and meetings. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So I guess at this time I will entertain a motion to approve the amended minutes.
Hey, Connie, real quick, if I may.
Sure, absolutely.
It was mentioned in the minutes that I was absent. I was not aware of the meeting, so I just like that noted that I know there was a lot of confusion in the beginning about who was on, who was off, but I just rather it not be documented that I was absent versus I just didn't know about the meeting. So
I think that's a wonderful point.
Understood if you were a newly appointed and had not been notified of the meeting. So if we'll make sure that Cheryl and Robert amend that also. Okay. So now I will entertain a motion to approve the amended meeting minutes of the July 25th, 2024 Louisville and Jefferson County Hazard Materials Ordinance Board meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes with the amendments made by Corinne Greenberg and Jason Lyman.
And do I have a second? Okay, it looks like Lori seconded.
I'll second it.
I again apologize. Working from my phone, I'm trying to get everybody's pictures in my windows at the same time. So we have a second. All those in favor, providing a thumbs up or an aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. So we are approved. Thank you. Okay. From that, moving to a chair report. I do not have a chair report. Adrian, do we have an industry run report today?
As far as incidents,
So we're not sharing an incident report today.
Stonin is on here. Hey, Stonin, could you please reply to that? Do you have the?
I do not have a report generated, but I can look into that.
Okay.
This is Mike. I think, oh, this is, I think I can share kind of what the updated list for 2024. And you can take a look at it, but we do have that available.
Okay. Well, and I just
Can I
quick-
ask where is that updated list for 2024? Because I went to the link that we were given and it ends at June.
And I have the updated list. I made the updates and wanted to make sure that you all saw the updates that were included from the last recommendation. Things that we added to the end of it were the kind of a legend for that. And I think you saw that in the June. Also, there were some questions about amounts of spills, and that was added to the latest list. And that will be posted right after as soon as we can get it, our folks in IT to post it for us. As a result of that first post that we had, we did not get any response or any inquiries from the general public. We will have this updated on a monthly basis now. We have had some turnover and stuff, and this kind of fell on me, and it's my responsibility to make sure that it got done. But we will be transitioning this over, and we will make sure that it gets updated monthly.
Okay. So that'll be updated and posted monthly. Is that what I understand?
Updated and posted monthly.
Okay.
Yes.
So will you be able to share? So have any incidents been added since the June 2024 incidents, or is that still yet to be done?
I think
right now it ends with June 11, 2024, the online version.
Can you see this now?
Just came up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not posted on the website. Okay.
Yeah, so this goes through 12/27, as you can see, and it covers all the incidents back through the entire year. So it does have, in most cases, when I think it's appropriate anyway, we've included gallons, we've included some of the mitigation efforts, and also NOVs, or whenever NOVs have been issued, those types of things. So there has been more information added to this. And we'll be posting this. I would guess we can get it posted by next week sometime. I don't know exactly. We're already into Thursday, so yeah, I'd say next week we'll get this posted. And if you want, we'll notify the board members and let y'all know when it's been posted.
Yeah, and Mike, you said that goes through 12/27. Would it have any incidences from 12/27 through the 31st?
Yeah, anything else would have been on the next RGM meeting, and I would have to verify that. But I've done everything that we currently had logs for and stuff that had gone through the RGM meetings. We're not going to post anything on this list until it's gone through the RGM and been reviewed. That's a response group meeting for everybody. So we sit down and we have members of of our group, but also invite members from APCD, invite members from EMA and the health department, public health and wellness. So we invite other members so they can review those incidents. And again, we're just posting those that are related to the HMO and not related to the WDRs, because we'll have responses for permit violations for the WDRs, which have nothing to do with the HMO. So we're not including those in this list. But as you can see, it's been up. It is updated. We do have all the information for from 1/15 was the first date that we had in January, all the way up through 12/27.
Okay.
Connie, can I ask a question? Oh.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike, again for this information. I noticed that you said you had not received any public inquiries on the data that was previously posted. Is there any way, I'm just curious, I'm not saying go do it, but I didn't know if it was an easy thing to track hits on that website, even if people may have viewed the data and not actually made an inquiry about it. I was just curious. I just was curious if people are actually using the data.
No, I think that's a very good point. And I think, as I remember, we do have that capability to be able to do that. I think they're using it in some cases for our regulatory compliance, because we have some information that if people go and they view it, it's like we're providing the information to the general public. And if somebody goes and there's a hit, it kind of gives us the ability to log that as a viewing by the general public for whatever it is. It could be for MS4, the municipal separate storm sewer system permit that we have, or it could be for some of the other consent order information that we provide to the EPA. So I think we can do that, and I think that's a very good idea. We'll go ahead and see if we can get that done whenever I post that this time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody got any other questions about this?
I had some questions on the list through June 2024, but I'm going to withhold those until the new version is circulated to see if they've already been taken care of, or I'll make comments on the new version. I'll wait on that.
Okay.
I have a quick question. I don't know if this is going to be something Corinne's going to address, but do you define hazmat level somewhere in like a footnote on the table?
You can see on the level right here, hazmat level 1 or 0. 0 means that there wasn't an incident, actual level 1 incident called, but we got called out either directly, maybe by the fire department, or we were there and it was hazmat related, but it wasn't a reportable quantity or whatever. So there are incidents where there isn't a level declared, but we end up on site.
I gotcha.
Yeah, the online version, the old online version does have that table at the bottom of it. So
Okay.
I'm thinking that'll be appended to the new online version.
Yeah, I think it's helpful looking at it to have that defined. That's all.
Yeah, and they're defined right here. It says hazmat level 1, 0, or whatever. And I don't think during the whole year, I don't think we had a level 2. So. And you got to remember that in some cases there are incidents that we don't respond to because we weren't notified. It wasn't declared a level 1. So if it's not declared a level 1 and we're not called out specifically, we wouldn't necessarily have that information in this table. Any other questions?
So we're between the chair report, moving into old business, which is great. I did kind of want to send out a reminder to everyone in particularly if we have any viewers externally or new members, that that the authority of the Hazardous Material Ordinance, which we'll sometimes refer to as HMO, is under KRS 67C.115.2. And Chapter 95 is the Louisville Metro Code of Ordinances, currently Ordinance 121, Series 2007. So the purpose of the Hazardous Materials Ordinance is for the protection of public health and safety in Louisville Metro through prevention and control of hazardous materials incidences and releases, and to require timely reporting of releases. So the Appeals and Overseers Board, that is what we are, was created under Section 12 under the Hazmat Ordinance. So that created in the December 1985, which again is currently Ordinance 21, Series 2007. So the purpose of this board is to ensure that an appeals process is made available to those persons aggrieved by an enforcement action of the administrating agency, who is Metropolitan Sewer District, or who may be the Louisville Metro Emergency Services or Emergency Management Agency under the Hazardous Materials Ordinance. An appeal may question the adequacy of a hazardous materials spill prevention and control plan, or HMPC as we like to say, and or the adequacy of a penalty imposed under the HMO. So under receipt of an appeal, the Appeals and Overseer Board schedules a hearing with MSD and the complainant to review the case and offers recommendations for solutions. At this time, Mike or Adrian, do we have any appeals?
We do not.
Okay. So the board also serves to coordinate and integrate the policies and procedures of the regulating agencies regarding application of the HMPC plans. In addition, the board will review proposed amendments or modifications of the Hazardous Materials Ordinance and submit appropriate recommendations to council members or Louisville Metro government. So at the time of our last meeting, Mike, you had mentioned that the Chapter 95 Hazardous Material Ordinance may be open for revision or amendments. Have you had any further discussion on that or information?
No, and I really don't know what the status of that is. I did have our Wes Sidnor, who actually works with our regulatory agencies, and he was in touch, has been in touch with the members of the Metro Council on a regular basis, and there hasn't been any other additional requests to review that yet. I'm not saying it's off the table, but the status of it seems to be not as urgent as it once was. And that needs to be, is driven by a Metro Council member that really needs to sponsor that to get that going. So I have not inquired recently about the status of that. And I think I'm not really sure why. I'm sure that would be a pretty big effort to get that taken care of, because you have to get all the representatives from industry, the general public, the local government, the emergency responding agencies, and I'm not sure who else would have to be involved in that process. And I think it would probably be a pretty lengthy review, because there's always questions or concerns about the HMOs, about either the way it's written or the requirements for the reporting, the 15-minute reporting. So if it does get opened up, I would guess there would be probably some revisions to the actual ordinance, but that's not driven necessarily by us. So
Okay.
I don't have any updates.
Yeah, and I will say, if there is a request to open that back up for amendment or editing, I would say I'm happy to provide, any information or background. and as I'm sure other members of this board would welcome the opportunity to be involved in that process.
Yeah, if it gets brought, if it comes back around, I'm sure the members of the board and the responding agencies and everybody would be some of the first people that would be asked to be involved in that process.
All right. Does anyone have any other old business to discuss? Okay, hearing none, we move into new business. Is there any new business to be presented to the board?
I'd just like to raise a point. When I was on the MSD website, looking up the incident log on that same homepage, the MSD programs, industrial waste program / hazardous materials. And then that's where you find a number of web links, including the link to the incident log. At the top of that page, MSD has a list, a link to the hazardous materials ordinance, but it is not a link to the official version of the hazmat ordinance. And I would like to share that.
Is that the one that is that the one that includes the last page? Is that
MSD has the version that includes the extra last page that was removed as part of the 2007 revisions. The link I just put in the chat is the official version that can be found at the Metro Council archives, and that's this link here. This version, the signed 2007 version, not only doesn't include that last table, it includes no reference to the last table. It's also a red line version, and you can see that they struck out references to the off ordinance document. So I just like to put that out there, that we should all be working off of the same version of the HMO, and it should be the official version.
I agree. We need to make sure that gets taken off there and replaced. We'll make sure that gets taken care of. Thank you.
Thank
Any other comments or questions? Okay. Hearing none, we would move on to the proposed date of the next meeting. And that is July 17th, 2025. Has everyone had a chance to check their calendars for that date? I know it's summertime and there's a lot of vacations.
I am unavailable at that week.
Okay. We can.
How about the 24th, Thursday the 24th?
I'm available the 24th at 2 p.m.
I'm not going to be available that week either, but don't let me hold up the show.
We can also look at the 10th. Is that any better for you?
I can do the 10th at 2 o'clock.
Corinne, you were saying?
Yeah.
Tight.
That's really difficult because I have an 11 o'clock meeting in Calvert City and a 6 p.m. meeting in Louisville. I'm supposed to be driving at 2 p.m. I could drop one of the other two meetings and either get back to Louisville sooner or take it from Calvert City.
We can look at another time.
Could we do a Friday?
A Friday with me. Do you want to? We want to look at the 25th or even July 31st or 1st.
I could do
I
July
can do July 31st.
Yeah.
Corinne, did I say you could also?
Yep, I too.
So I see Mike says yes.
I-
All right. I just got a message from Chief Myman that he would work out any dates. He lost connection to the meeting. So Lori, how is the 31st? Okay. All right. So I'm not hearing anyone say they can't do the 31st. Okay. So we will schedule our next meeting for July 31st, 2025. I'm assuming that it's okay for the MSD, our MSD colleagues. Okay, great. All right. Well, it is 2:35. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
A
Second.
second. Wonderful.
Second
Second.
it again. I'll second again.
Thank you. And with that, we can all wave. Have a great day. I know that this is useful and more work to be done. So thank you all very much for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.